name is Marcus Lane. I'm 27, born and raised in the southwest side of Chicago. I'm not telling this story to go viral or for sympathy. I'm telling it because I don't know what else to do. I can't sleep anymore. I don't leave my apartment. I've changed my number 3 times, but I still hear the ringing. This started last October. I was working night shifts as a freelance IT guy for a security firm, mostly boring firewall work and server maintenance. Around that time, I'd started dipping into the deep web out of curiosity, just browsing forums, checking out dead marketplaces, that kind of thing. I'd tell myself it was for research, but honestly, I was bored, and there's something magnetic about seeing the dark corners of the internet that most people don't even know exist. I was in a private Onion IRC channel one night, invite only. You couldn't access it without being referred. Someone named Cypher Bell dropped a message. Only the 6th gets in. Don't open it unless you're alone. 6th door, .exe, archive ID, X448L9. A few people in the chat responded with the usual trolling and stupid memes, but I was curious. I had my VM running, sandboxed, and air-gapped from my main system, so I pulled the file from the encrypted archive. Inside was a single executable, only 606 KB in size. No company signature, no metadata, just 6thdoor.exe and a readme.txt that said, 6 doors, 6 tests, only the 6th is real. At first, I thought it was one of those psychological horror games or ARGs that float around sometimes. I scanned the file with every tool I had. It came up clean. So, against my better judgment, I ran it. The screen went black for about 10 seconds. Then white text appeared. Door 1, proof of life. Then it activated my webcam. I froze. I hadn't given it permission, and it wasn't pulling from my VM. It somehow accessed my main machine. I watched my own face staring back at me. It was like the program knew exactly what security protocols I'd use and bypassed all of them. The interface showed a live feed of me, time-stamped in real time. No controls, just a single line at the bottom. Proof accepted. Then the screen went black again. I tried shutting the whole system down, even did a hard power cut. But the image of my face lingered on the screen until the moment I yanked the plug. Later that night, I noticed something else. My hallway light kept flickering. I live alone, and that light's on a motion sensor. The camera feed came back to me every time I turned my system on, even with no network connection. Worse, it was no longer showing me sitting at my desk. It was recording my hallway, outside my bedroom, like the angle had changed. I tried wiping everything, even did a full system reinstall and reinstalled the BIOS. But the camera feed kept coming back, even on a fresh boot. Every night, the footage got closer to my bedroom door. By day 4, I stopped turning on my computer. But that didn't matter. I started hearing the same electronic hum my hard drives used to make, except now it was in the apartment, audible, constant, always coming from behind closed doors. I don't know why I kept going, but I think part of me needed answers. I retrieved the file again, same process. This time it skipped straight to Door 2, Observation. The screen turned to black and white static like an old CCTV. It showed the alley behind my building. A tall man stood beneath the flickering streetlight. He never moved, never shifted. But every time I blinked, he got a little closer to the camera. Until finally, he wasn't on the screen anymore. He was at my window. I ran into the kitchen and grabbed the knife. I didn't even look outside. I just stood there until sunrise. When I checked the alley the next morning, the streetlight was shattered, like someone had thrown a brick straight through it. But there was nothing else. No footprints, no broken glass on the ground, like it had been cleaned up. I didn't open the file for 3 days. I didn't leave the apartment. I ordered food and didn't answer the door. I slept with the lights on. On the 7th night, I caved. I opened the file. Door 3. Sacrifice. It showed me a list of contacts from my phone. I don't even know how it got that data. I hadn't synced my phone with my computer in months. It highlighted one name, Uncle Ray, Cell. He raised me after my parents died. The file gave me two choices, delete or keep. I chose keep. The screen flickered. Unauthorized selection. Sacrifice required. Then it showed his location in real time, a GPS map showing his house in Naperville. I swear to God, less than 30 seconds later, his name vanished from the list. I tried calling. It rang once, then went dead. The next day I drove out there. Police tape surrounded the property. I told the cops I was family, but they wouldn't let me in. They said it was a gas leak. But I saw the sheet they were carrying out. That wasn't from a gas leak. That was deliberate, controlled, like something had picked him clean. I stopped opening the file after that, but every day at 6:06 p.m., my monitors would turn on by themselves, no matter how disconnected, no matter how unplugged. I bought new ones, same result, always at 6:06. One night I smashed all of them. That night the microwave started beeping at 6:06. Eventually I gave in again. Just once more, I told myself, just to end it. Door 4, invitation. A new feed opened. It showed 5 other screens, 5 other people, all in different locations, all looking just as terrified as I felt. One of them, a girl with glasses in a college dorm, typed something on her screen. Does it ever stop? None of us replied, because we didn't know. The next day her screen went black. Door 5, revelation. The 5th door wasn't a video. It was a folder. Inside were hundreds of images, all of me. Walking to the corner store, sleeping, showering, sitting on the toilet. Images taken from impossible angles, from inside my walls, from behind mirrors. But the one that broke me, the one I can't get out of my head, was from the inside of my own eyes, as if something had been watching through me. I don't know what the 6th door is. I've never opened it. I never will. But at exactly 6:06 every evening, the screen turns on by itself, and every time the words flash, "You are the 6th door." I've left Chicago, moved across the country. No internet, no phone, no mirrors. Doesn't matter. Last night, I found a note taped to my front door. No handwriting, just a printed message. "Welcome back, door 6, and a USB stick. It's sitting on the table as I write this, wrapped in plastic, untouched. But the humming has started again, low and distant, and I know I'll hear the knock soon. I had always been the type to keep my curiosity in check, but there was something about the deep web, something hidden so far beneath the surface of the internet, that pulled at me. Maybe it was the idea of things you're not supposed to see, the forbidden allure. It started innocently enough. I had recently moved to Los Angeles for a job, and as a software developer with a background in cybersecurity, I was familiar with the deep web, though I rarely ventured into its darker corners. I knew better than to click on anything sketchy. But when I stumbled upon an encrypted forum titled The Forgotten Auction, curiosity overcame my better judgment. The site was like a riddle, offering no clear answers, only cryptic messages and instructions on how to get in. It was layered with passwords, encryption keys, and dead links leading to more dead ends. Eventually, I cracked it. I don't know why I kept going. There was a certain thrill in it. When I finally logged in, there was only one auction listed. The title was simple, but chilling. Lot 103, the price of a life. The auction was live. I don't remember how long I stared at it. It wasn't like a typical auction with items. No, this one was different. There were no photos, no description, just a countdown timer at the bottom of the page. The bidding started immediately. $1, then $2, $3. It was escalating faster than I thought possible. I watched in a trance, the numbers climbing with alarming speed. There was no indication of who was bidding, only anonymous usernames with a single line of text. I'll take it. A little part of me wanted to close the window. I'd seen enough horror movies to know where this was going, but I didn't. I couldn't. There was a sense of inevitability, as if something invisible was pulling me deeper into the web of this auction. The timer was ticking down, and the price had already hit the high thousands. I figured it was some sort of joke, a scam, but what happened next sent a chill through me that I couldn't shake. The countdown hit 0. The page refreshed. A new message appeared almost instantly. The winner of Lot 103 has been selected, details to follow shortly. Before I could process what was happening, my screen froze. It didn't just freeze in the usual way. It was as if the entire browser had been hijacked. My mouse didn't move. I couldn't close the tab. Nothing. Then, the screen flickered, and I saw it. An image of a man. His face blurred, but his eyes wide open, staring directly at the camera. His mouth was taped shut. His hands were bound. He was in a dimly lit room, his body bruised, like he had been there for days. I leaned closer to the screen, heart pounding. The caption beneath the photo read, "Congratulations, you've won. The auction is now closed." I recoiled in horror, not understanding what was happening. My first thought was that it was some sick prank, but the sheer realism of the image stopped me from believing that. This was something more than just a twisted joke. Then the auction page updated again, this time with a new message. "Time to collect your prize. Instructions will follow shortly." I felt a knot in my stomach. There had to be a mistake. This couldn't be real. My hands started shaking as I closed the laptop, hoping that it would all go away. But it didn't. An hour later, my phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number. I thought I had accidentally signed up for some weird service or subscription. But then, I saw the message. "Do you want to see the man? His name is Adam. He's waiting for you." I opened the message. At first I thought it was a mistake, some glitch. But then I opened the link. It led to a live stream. There he was again. Adam. He was in a different room now, darker, more confined. His eyes were frantic. His body was shaking. The screen didn't seem like a professional stream. It looked like someone's phone had been pointed at him. The feed was shaky, distorted, but I could see enough to know this wasn't fake. He was real. The link contained a countdown, this time not for the auction, but for something else. "You have 24 hours to claim your prize. If you want to stop the auction, you know what to do." That's when I noticed the timestamp. It was in my time zone, Los Angeles. It was happening now. The implication hit me like a punch to the gut. This was happening right now, and it involved me. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to call the police, but the other part of me was frozen with fear. I had no idea how the hell I had gotten involved in this sick game, but now it seemed like I had no way out. And then, the phone rang. It was an unknown number. My hands were trembling as I answered it. "Hello?" I said, my voice cracking. A deep, distorted voice replied, "If you don't act now, Adam will suffer. You've been chosen, and there's no going back." I could hear Adam in the background. His muffled screams echoed through the phone, and my stomach turned. The voice continued, "The auction is yours to control now. You can stop it, but it will cost you. Choose wisely." I felt paralyzed, like I was in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. My brain raced. What was I supposed to do? Was this real? Was I really involved in something this twisted? I couldn't let it go on. I couldn't let Adam die. But when I went to log into the auction again, I realized something. The page was gone. The auction had vanished as if it had never existed. There were no more texts, no live stream, no countdown. It was like it had all been wiped from the internet. But my mind kept replaying the image of Adam. His terrified eyes still burned into my memory. That's when I received one last message. Don't worry, Marcus. You will never forget what you've done. The auction was only the beginning. I never saw the man again. I don't know if he's dead or alive, but I can't forget his face. The worst part is, I don't know if the auction is really over. Because now, every time I go online, I see that same countdown timer at the corner of my screen. Ticking. Waiting. And I know that when it hits 0 again, it won't just be an auction. It will be me.